I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Caitlin Clark is a menace, man. She literally kicked Cheryl Reeve off the team. That's my team. I don't fuck with you. Get out of here. Yo, son. Cheryl Reeve, you asked for it. You asked.
The WNBA has been thrown into turmoil after Caitlin Clark made a shocking and unprecedented move, trading away her assigned all-star coach, Cheryl Reeve, live during the draft broadcast. The decision left league officials rushing to manage the fallout and exposed more than just Clark's rising influence. It highlighted her refusal to accept the ongoing disrespect she has faced from coaches who have spent months downplaying and undermining her accomplishments.
They swapped coaches. Cheryl Reeve, dodged the bullet. Thank God I don't need to coach Caitlin Clark, man. Man, I can't deal with that. I would have had to swallow so much pride. I can't do that. Fee, she probably called in the Fee, talk to Caitlin, please. I can't coach her. I can't do it. This book's about to come out. You know what they're going to be saying if I'm coaching Caitlin Clark and the book's out? Oh, God. Fee, please. And then Sandy Bordello's like, oh yeah, this is good.
In an era dominated by manufactured controversy and nonstop social media commentary, genuinely raw and unscripted moments are rare. But during the 2025 WNBA All-Star Draft on July 8th, with ESPN broadcasting live and the entire basketball world tuned in, Caitlin Clark delivered one. What was expected to be a routine draft instantly became a defining moment, one that will be remembered as the point when Clark finally drew a line and pushed back against the league's toxic treatment of its most prominent star.
Yo, this is the first time I've ever seen this, man. The first time out of all the times I've seen where two star players are picking up players. They ask for a trade, or the median person asked for a trade, and they're talking about trading
The situation was a textbook example of WNBA politics. The Minnesota Lynx owned the league's best record at 17-2, which meant their head coach, Cheryl Reeve, was automatically assigned to coach Team Clark in the All-Star game. Meanwhile, New York Liberty coach Sandy Brondello was slated to lead Team Collier. Everything appeared neatly organized. The coaches assigned, the team set, following the league's long-standing formula. But the WNBA overlooked one critical factor. They were dealing with Caitlin Clark, a player unwilling to submit to the league's outdated power dynamics.
Is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, so that makes sense. But the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league, not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously snubbed.
Clark, showing the same strategic mindset that has defined her career, made her feelings about the setup clear to ESPN host Malika Andrews. "I don't know if this is in the rules, and honestly, I don't care," Clark said, speaking with the calm assurance of someone fully in control. She explained that the teams had already decided to swap coaches. Fee is going to take her coach. Sandy Brondello is coming with us. Let's do it. She then added a blunt apology, acknowledging that the move might not be allowed. "Sorry, WNBA. Sorry, ESPN. If it's not in the rules, we just made it one."
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello. Let's get it. It's going to be amazing. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule. So, Sandy Brondello, come on over.
Whoa!
Let's get to it. You can coach Sabrina.
The silence that followed was unmistakable. It felt as if WNBA executives everywhere collectively froze, suddenly realizing their biggest star was no longer willing to accept whatever was handed to her. In that moment, history was made. For the first time ever, a player had traded a coach during an all-star draft, and there was absolutely nothing the league could do to stop it.
Breaking news here. I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. Now, here's where the story truly takes a turn. And by that, we mean it becomes a revealing look at the WNBA's internal power dynamics. This wasn't a simple preference about coaching. This was Caitlin Clark finally pushing back against Cheryl Reeve, the same coach who has spent months subtly undermining Clark's achievements, questioning her influence on the league, and playing a key role in keeping her off the Olympic roster. The tension between Clark and Reeve has been building for some time, reading like a case study in passive-aggressive rivalry. While Clark was filling arenas and shattering attendance records during her rookie season, Reeve was posting vague, pointed comments online, openly criticizing the spotlight focused on a single player.
It announced that Cheryl Reeves will be the coach for Caitlin Clark's All-Star team. Not feeling this at all. This is the same woman who despised her last year, saying, I don't give two shits about Caitlin Clark. The same woman who really didn't want her on the Olympic team. She was hell-bent about it, very open about it. Same woman who wore Black Girls Rock while playing Caitlin Clark, insinuating that Caitlin Clark is a racist. So she's going to be, pandering to the audience. Like, I hate that shit, man. I hate people who pander.
The Olympic snub was the moment Reeve's hostility toward Clark became impossible to ignore. As head coach of Team USA, Reeve was in a clear position to support Clark's inclusion on the Olympic roster. Instead, Clark was excluded entirely. When asked whether she had any regrets about the decision, Reeve's response was blunt and dismissive. No, what made the situation especially frustrating was that Clark's omission had little to do with on-court performance. It was a political decision, plain and simple.
Appreciate. By the way, I just got official word from the WNBA, from the league. I am hearing that a trade of coaches is permitted and it is granted. I wish I had a gavel here. So the coach trade has gone through. As the steward of this draft, it has been approved. And these are your teams. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. Ladies, thank you so much for your...
Here's a player who had single-handedly pushed women's basketball to new heights, packing arenas everywhere she went. Yet the national team's head coach treated her as an afterthought rather than the generational talent she clearly was. So when Clark finally had the chance to turn the tables and send Reeve elsewhere, she didn't hesitate. This wasn't about coaching strategy, it was about respect. And Clark had reached her breaking point with being dismissed by someone who should have been championing her impact on the game. The WNBA's response was exactly what you'd expect from a league that has repeatedly struggled to manage success. Rather than celebrating Clark's bold move as proof of her growing influence and market value, officials were left scrambling. The league rushed to clarify the situation, with ESPN's Malika Andrews eventually confirming that trading coaches was allowed and that the move had been approved.
Reeve wasn't a part of the official committee, but, some may believe she had some say in how all that went down. Regardless, the picking between the players was a lot of fun. And Caitlin Clark also wound up with all of the Fever members on her squad as well, meaning Aaliyah Boston, Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell will be a trio in Indianapolis for All-Star.
The WNBA was forced to bend its own rules in real time to accommodate its biggest star, a move that exposed the league's ongoing failure to properly protect and respect Caitlin Clark. Despite benefiting enormously from her sold-out arenas, record-breaking ratings, and unprecedented media attention, the league has repeatedly allowed her achievements to be undermined. Clark's decision to trade coaches wasn't about drama. It was a calculated assertion of power. She made her preference clear, acted without hesitation, and forced the league to adapt. In doing so, she sent a message that star players don't have to accept disrespect from authority figures. Clark proved she isn't just the league's most popular player. She's influential enough to change its rules, redefine power dynamics, and set a new standard for how elite talent is treated in women's basketball.